The first time I saw her, the world stopped turning. Not because she was otherworldly, but because she made the world look different. The light from the twin suns of Aurelian 5 poured through the glass dome of the research colony and scattered across her cobalt skin like molten sapphires. Her eyes, violet and deep as the dusk sea, shifted toward me, then away as if afraid to be seen. Her name was Elara, and she believed she was unlovable. I was one of 20 Earth scientists stationed on Aurelian 5, a terraforming outpost where the air still carried traces of ammonia and the sky shimmered with ionized storms. We were there to stabilize the atmosphere and study the native Aurelian species, humanoid but unlike anything on Earth. Most of the researchers treated them as data points. Elara was our translator, the first hybrid born from an Aurelian mother and human father. Her existence alone was a political scandal, proof that humanity's reach had gone too far, that some boundaries shouldn't have been crossed. On the station, whispers followed her like shadows. They called her the experiment that shouldn't exist. She lived quietly, rarely speaking unless asked. And yet, she fascinated me in a way that was both terrifying and magnetic. The beginning, the girl who hid her glow. One night, after a 12-hour analysis shift, I found her in the observation deck. The storm outside painted the sky electric blue, mirroring her skin. She was watching the aurora fields dance over the horizon. "You like the storms?" Yes. She turned, startled, her eyes catching the light. "They're loud," she said softly. "But they don't hide what they are. I envy that." I stepped beside her, resting my hands on the railing. "Why would you envy a storm?" "Because it's beautiful," she said. "And it doesn't apologize for it." I didn't know what to say. She wrapped her arms around herself, hiding the glow of her bioluminescent veins beneath her sleeves. "On Earth," she whispered, "your people stare at me like I'm diseased. On Aurelian, my people call me tainted. I don't belong anywhere." Her words cut deeper than she knew. I wanted to tell her that she belonged right there, in that exact moment, but the words wouldn't come. I just stood there, watching her reflection in the glass, and realized something I hadn't before. Loneliness has a color, and hers was blue. The middle, a planet divided. Weeks passed. We worked together on the atmospheric stabilizer project, calibrating the machines that would one day make Aurelian 5 fully habitable. During those long shifts, I learned small things about her. The way she hummed when she concentrated, the way her bioluminescent freckles brightened when she laughed, the way she looked down whenever anyone complimented her. But Aurelian wasn't a peaceful planet. The humans wanted to strip it for resources. The Aurelians wanted to protect their dying ecosystems. Tensions rose. Our station became a battlefield of ideals. And because Elara was both, she was trusted by neither. Then came the incident. A rebel Aurelian group sabotaged the primary reactor. The entire colony went into lockdown. Oxygen levels plummeted. Communication systems failed. I was trapped in Lab 3 with Elara, alarms screaming around us and smoke filling the corridors. "We have to reach the emergency core," I said, coughing. She hesitated. "They'll blame me." "They'll blame you if we die too," I said, grabbing her hand. It was warm, almost too warm, like her skin was absorbing the panic in the air. We ran through the station, lights flickering, the metallic scent of ozone thick around us. In the reactor room, I saw the problem immediately. The coolant pumps were ruptured. The system needed manual override. "I can fix it," she said, already tearing panels open. "But you have to leave." "I'm not leaving you." She looked at me then, truly looked, as if weighing my soul. Her eyes shimmered like stars caught behind glass. "You don't understand. My blood can conduct energy. If I link into the system, it'll stabilize the core, but it'll burn me. No, I said, grabbing her wrist. We'll find another way. There isn't one, she said softly. You can't fix everything, Jalen. She smiled, a small, sad smile, and reached up to touch my cheek. Thank you for not looking away. Before I could stop her, she pressed her glowing palms against the reactor core. Light exploded around us, blinding and pure. Her veins lit up like constellations. She screamed, and then the alarm stopped. When the light faded, she collapsed into my arms. The reactor was stable. The colony was saved. But Elara was dying. Her skin flickered faintly like a fading ember. It doesn't hurt anymore, she whispered. Was I beautiful? I held her tight, my voice breaking. You always were. Her eyes closed and the glow dimmed. The end. The girl who became the sky. Elara's sacrifice changed everything. The humans called her a hero. The Aurelians called her a guardian spirit. I just called her Elara. Months later, the skies over Aurelian 5 finally stabilized. The air became breathable. Plants bloomed in the pale soil. Every evening the auroras returned, waves of blue light shimmering across the heavens. I like to believe it was her. That she'd become part of the planet she died to save. On the day of the dedication ceremony, I stood at the edge of the observation dome where we'd once talked. The plaque read, "To Elara Venn, whose light taught us that difference is beauty." The crowd dispersed, but I stayed behind. As the suns dipped below the horizon, the auroras began to dance again, ripples of blue and violet flowing across the stars. And for a moment I could almost hear her voice. They're loud, she'd said, but they don't hide what they are. Smiled. Neither did you. The wind carried my words into the open air, and I could swear the lights shimmered brighter, as if the planet itself was smiling back. That night, I recorded my final log entry. Her skin was blue, and she thought that made her unlovable. But her soul, her courage, her kindness, her light, was the most human thing I've ever known. And when I called her beautiful, I didn't just mean her skin. I meant everything she was. Somewhere beyond the clouds, beyond the auroras, I hope she heard me. Because I'll spend the rest of my life keeping her promise alive. The promise that one day, every world, no matter how alien, will learn to love what it once feared. And when that day comes, the sky will glow blue again. Just like her.